You know that feeling, don't you? That intense desire to quickly get to the heart of complex ideas, to truly grasp what matters without getting lost.
Yeah, totally. To cut through the noise.
Exactly. That's why we do the deep dive. We try to be that shortcut for you.
And today, we're getting into something pretty special. A journey into a book that, well, it started out almost invisible in Brazil, but then it just exploded, captured the whole world. We're talking over 150 million copies sold, translated into, what, over 80 languages, read by presidents, pop stars, pretty much everyone.
That's right. We're talking about Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist. So our mission today really is to pull out those vital nuggets of wisdom, the surprising bits too.
Right. Why does this story hit home for so many people?
Yeah, what's it really saying about following your dreams? We'll unpack the big themes, destiny, the universe talking to us.
And how this shepherd boy's journey, Santiago's story, kind of mirrors our own lives, right?
Exactly. So let's dive in.
It's amazing, though, thinking about how it started. Such a rocky beginning.
Oh, incredibly rocky.
When it first came out in Brazil, like 25 years ago, nothing. Ignored.
Yeah, I heard that story about the bookseller. Sold one copy.
One copy. And then 6 months later, the same person bought the second copy. Can you imagine?
Devastating. Your publisher drops you, cancels the contract. Coelho was, 41? Pretty desperate, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
So what was it about his belief, his conviction in this story that made him push through that kind of rejection? Most people would just, give up.
That's such a key question because it ties right into the book's message, doesn't it? Coelho said The Alchemist was all of me, heart and soul. He wasn't just writing a story. He felt he was living his own personal legend.
His destiny was to write this.
Exactly. And he had this deep belief, the one he puts in the book, when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it.
So his belief wasn't just hope, it was alignment.
Yeah, alignment with his purpose. And slowly, super slowly at first, word started spreading in Brazil. 3,000 copies, 6, 10.
And then it really started to snowball, that organic phenomenon they talk about.
Right, an American tourist picks it up in Brazil.
Just by chance.
Seems like it.
Huh.
Leads to a deal with HarperCollins in the U.S. But even then, it wasn't instant fireworks.
No, even with a big publisher.
It still took time. Word of mouth again, just like in Brazil. And then things got wild.
The celebrity effect.
Totally. Suddenly, Bill Clinton's photographed holding it.
That's him there.
Madonna's raving about it. Will Smith, Rush Limbaugh. I mean, such a diverse range of people.
It's incredible. What do you think caused that? Why did it appeal so broadly?
It's kind of stunning, isn't it? Over 300 weeks on the bestseller list. One of the most translated books ever by a living author.
Just huge.
I think Coelho himself explained it pretty well. He said he just wanted to write about his soul, his own quest for treasure, following the omens.
The omens, like signs.
Yeah, the language of God, as he put it. He felt that one person's story is really everyone's story.
That universality.
Exactly. That's probably why it hit such a chord. Across cultures, across beliefs.
Okay, so let's dig into that story itself. Let's walk with Santiago.
Right, the shepherd boy.
Starts out happy, right. Traveling Andalusia, knows his sheep, connected to nature, seems content.
Pretty comfortable, yeah.
Yeah.
But then something starts to bubble up.
The dream.
The recurring dream. He's with his sheep, a child appears, plays with them.
And then?
Then the child grabs his hands, whisks him off to the Egyptian pyramids, and says, if you come here, you will find a hidden treasure.
Twice he has this dream. Unsettling.
Yeah, it shakes up his nice, predictable life, pushes him towards something unknown.
So naturally he wants answers. Goes to see a gypsy woman in Tarifa.
Right, though he's a bit wary of gypsies at first.
But he sees an image of the Sacred Heart of Jesus in her place, feels a bit better.
A little reassurance. And she tells him the dream is important. Dreams, she says, are the language of God.
The language of God. What does that really mean here? How do you recognize that in, normal everyday life?
Well, she also says something key. Simple things in life are the most extraordinary. Only wise men are able to understand them.
So it's not about big, booming voices from the sky.
Probably not. It's more about intuition, symbols, those weird coincidences, synchronicities, the universe communicating in subtle ways.
Or the ordinary stuff.
Exactly. The wisdom is in seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary, really paying attention.
And of course, she wants her cut.
Huh. Yes, 1/10 of the treasure. Sets up that idea of commitment, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A price for the insight.
His next encounter, though, is even stranger. Melchizedek, the king of Salem.
Just pops up out of nowhere.
And knows things about Santiago he couldn't possibly know. Writes them in the sand with something bright.
Yeah, something shining that blinds the boy for a second. Very mysterious. And this is where we get that core idea, the personal legend.
Okay, so what is a personal legend according to the king?
It's what you have always wanted to accomplish, your true purpose, your deepest dream.
And the king says young people know it.
Yeah, instinctively. Before the world tells them it's silly or impossible, but then this mysterious force convinces them they can't achieve it.
A mysterious force sounds negative.
But here's the twist. The king says this force isn't actually bad. It prepares your spirit and your will.
So the obstacles, they're like training.
Exactly. They're not just roadblocks. They're the universe testing you, strengthening you, making you worthy of the dream. It's about growth and commitment.
That's a completely different way to look at challenges.
It really is. And the king delivers that line, the big one.
When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it.
The core philosophy. And he uses the baker as an example, right?
Yeah, the baker who dreamed of travel but bought a bakery instead. Security over the dream.
Settled. Put it off till he was old. Never realizing, as the king says, that people can chase their dreams anytime.
And the king's observation is pretty sharp. What people think becomes more important than their own personal legends.
Oof. Yeah. So what are the modern versions of that? The baker's traps today?
Good question. Maybe the safe job, the fear of what people will say on social media, sticking with what's comfortable.
All of that. Convincing ourselves our dreams aren't practical, we'll do it later. It's a warning against letting fear or external approval rule your life.
The king also talks about beginner's luck.
Right. The principle of favorability. That little taste of success the universe gives you early on.
Like an encouragement.
Exactly. To whet your appetite, keep you going. And he gives Santiago the stones, Urim and Thummim.
Black for yes, white for no, to read the omens.
Yeah, ancient tools, almost like a divine compass. Shows his path is guided.
But the king also tells him to make his own decisions. How does that work? You get tools, but you have to decide.
It's a key balance. The stones are for when you're really stuck, totally lost, but ultimately you have to choose.
The universe helps, but doesn't carry you.
Right. The guidance is meant to empower your own intuition, your own judgment, not make you a puppet.
And before Melchizedek leaves, he tells that story, the parable of the oil.
Ah, yes. The boy sent to the wisest man to learn the secret of happiness.
Gets a spoon, 2 drops of oil, told to walk around the amazing palace, but don't spill the oil.
So the first time, he's so focused on the spoon, he sees nothing of the palace wonders.
Right. Then the wise man sends him back, tells him to actually look this time.
He comes back amazed by everything he saw.
Yeah.
But oops, the oil's gone.
And the wise man's point.
The secret of happiness is to see all the marvels of the world and never to forget the drops of oil on the spoon.
Yes.
Perfect metaphor. Chase your dreams, see the wonders, but don't neglect your responsibilities, the present moment, the journey itself. So, for you listening, how do you manage that? Seeing the big picture and the small details.
Good question. Okay, so Santiago, armed with this advice, sells his sheep, heads to Tangier in Africa, full of hope.
And bam, hits the ground and immediately gets robbed, loses everything.
Crushing, totally alone, foreign country, no money. That's a make-or-break moment.
Definitely. He despairs, but then he remembers the stones, the king's words.
Urim and Thummim.
Yeah. And he makes this critical shift. He decides, I am an adventurer looking for treasure, not I am a victim.
He chooses his story.
Exactly. He owns it. And that shift leads him to work. He finds a crystal merchant.
And just him being there is an omen, right? Customers suddenly appear.
Yeah, 2 customers right after he starts cleaning the dusty shop, a place that was basically dead.
And the merchant himself. Fascinating character.
Oh, totally. A parallel journey, but stalled. 30 years in that shop, dreaming of going to Mecca.
A pilgrimage he's supposed to make.
Right. But he hasn't gone. And he admits why. I'm afraid that if my dream is realized, I'll have no reason to go on living.
Wow. That's a really deep fear, the fear of achieving the dream.
Yeah, it's profound. Like, the chase itself becomes your identity. What happens when it's over? He's trapped by the fear of the endpoint.
But Santiago's energy changes things.
Completely. He suggests the display case outside, selling tea in the crystal glasses.
Yeah.
New ideas, enthusiasm. It brings the shop back to life.
And through this, Santiago learns that language without words.
Yes. Which he understands as enthusiasm of things accomplished with love and purpose, a search for something believed in and desired. It's about energy, intention.
He also learns the word mektab.
It's written. The crystal merchant uses it a lot.
Sounds like fatalism, like you have no choice.
It can seem that way, but in the book's context, it's more about trust. Trusting that if you're on your true path, aligned with your personal legend, things are unfolding as they should. It allows surrender, not struggle.
So Santiago works hard, saves up enough money to buy more sheep than he started with. He could go back.
He could. But the merchant, who's learned from Santiago too, wisely says, I know you're not going to buy your sheep.
He sees Santiago has changed.
Absolutely. It's another test, the temptation to go back to the safe, known life. But Santiago's hooked on his legend now. He passes.
So onward into the desert, he joins a caravan.
Right, heading deeper into the Sahara. And here he meets the Englishman.
Ah, the scholar. Looking for the alchemist, the philosopher's stone. But through books.
Total contrast to Santiago, who's learning by doing, by observing, by feeling.
The desert itself becomes a teacher.
Hugely important. The silence, the danger. And the camel driver offers this amazing wisdom.
What does he say?
Things like, people need not fear the unknown if they are capable of achieving what they need and want. Trusting your own resourcefulness.
And that connection. Our life stories and the history of the world were written by the same hand.
Yeah, that deep interconnectedness.
Yeah.
And his big thing is focusing on the present. He says the present is a party, a grand festival. Don't worry about the past or future. Live now.
And Santiago starts doing that.
He does. He literally puts his book down, the one the Englishman gave him, and just starts watching the caravan, listening to the wind.
Embracing intuitive learning over intellectual study.
Exactly. It's a major shift for him, recognizing that some knowledge doesn't come from pages, but from presence.
So this focus on the present, how does that help with the unknown? We're always told to plan, right?
It's about trusting your ability to respond in the now, rather than trying to control every possible future outcome. If you're fully present, you can read the omens, sense the flow. You're not paralyzed by what-ifs.
Makes sense. And this is where the soul of the world idea gets deeper.
Yeah, the Englishman explains that this idea that the earth is alive, it has a soul, and everything is constantly transforming.
And alchemy fits into this, not just gold making.
Right. It's symbolic. The real alchemy is personal transformation, purification, learning to speak that universal language, connecting with the soul of the world, evolving yourself.
So Santiago's journey is alchemy.
Definitely. His own personal transformation. And he starts to grasp intuition differently, too.
How so?
He sees it as a sudden immersion of the soul into the universal current of life, where the histories of all people are connected.
Whoa, like tapping into a collective consciousness?
Kind of a direct line. It allows him to see patterns, understand things beyond the surface. That interconnectedness is key.
Okay, so they reach the oasis, Al Fayoum, and Santiago meets Fatima.
Instant connection. He just knows. He calls it the pure language of the world, something the heart just understands. Love at first sight, basically.
But Fatima isn't depicted as someone who holds him back.
Not at all. She's incredibly strong. A woman of the desert. She tells him flat out, love never keeps a man from pursuing his personal legend.
Go, follow your dream.
Exactly. She empowers him. True love supports the legend. It doesn't hinder it, even if it means waiting.
Powerful message. Then Santiago has the vision, the oasis being attacked.
Sees hawks fighting, interprets it as an omen of war. He warns the tribal chieftains.
They're skeptical at first.
Very. But they remember the story of Joseph in Egypt, interpreting dreams, and they decide to heed his warning. They offer him gold, a position as counselor.
He could stay, be respected, be near Fatima.
Another temptation. But then the alchemist appears.
The actual alchemist he and the Englishman were seeking.
Seems so. Mysterious horseman tests Santiago's courage immediately, sword to his head, and tells him courage is the quality most essential to understanding the language of the world.
There's that theme again. Bravery is key.
It's fundamental. You can't understand the deeper currents if you're ruled by fear. And the alchemist gives him maybe the most crucial lesson about fear itself.
When Santiago admits he's scared, thinking about staying.
Right. The alchemist tells him, tell your heart that the fear of suffering is worse than the suffering itself.
Wow. Say that again?
Tell your heart that the fear of suffering is worse than the suffering itself, and that no heart has ever suffered when it goes in search of his dreams.
Because every second of the search is a second's encounter with God and with eternity.
Profound, isn't it? The fear paralyzes us more than the actual difficulty. The journey itself is the connection, the reward.
And Santiago's journey shows that. Every time he faces fear being robbed, the desert, leaving Fatima the anticipation, is worse than the act of moving forward.
Precisely. And as they get closer to the pyramids, the alchemist warns him about the final test.
The big one.
Yeah. Before a dream is realized, the soul of the world tests everything that was learned along the way. This, the alchemist says, is where most people give up.
Why?
Because every search begins with beginner's luck. And every search ends with the victors being severely tested. It gets hardest right before the end.
The darkest hour.
Exactly. And Santiago's test is epic. Turn himself into the wind.
He has to become the wind to save his life.
And the alchemists? He has 3 days. He talks to the desert, the wind, the sun. Taps into that universal language he's been learning.
He's actually communicating with the elements.
In a way, yes. Understanding their essence, their connection to the hand that wrote all. He realizes his own soul is part of the soul of God, that miracles are possible through this connection.
And he does it.
He does. Transforms into the wind, terrifies the soldiers watching.
I bet.
But the alchemist just smiles. He's found his perfect disciple. It's the peak of Santiago's transformation.
It's beyond just finding treasure now. It's about understanding his place in the universe.
Totally. After that, the alchemist does his thing, literally turns lead into gold at a monastery.
Demonstrating his personal legend.
Right. He gives Santiago some gold, replacing what was stolen way back in Tangier. And tells him one last story.
The Roman centurion.
Yeah, about how this centurion's simple words of faith echoed through history while his famous poet's son's words were forgotten.
And the lesson.
No matter what he does, every person on Earth plays a central role in the history of the world, and normally he doesn't know it.
Everyone matters. Every life has impact.
Even if we don't see it. So how do we recognize that in our own lives, that central role we play, maybe without realizing?
Maybe it's about living your own legend. Trusting that your unique path contributes something important, even if you don't know what.
Could be. Okay, so Santiago finally reaches the pyramids, his goal.
Falls to his knees, weeps. He made it.
Starts digging where his tears fell. This is it, the treasure.
Nothing.
Nothing. And then the final twist. He gets attacked, beaten, robbed again by refugees.
Oh, come on. After everything.
But as they're leaving, the leader mocks him. Says he had a recurring dream too. About a treasure.
Don't tell me.
Buried under a sycamore tree at a ruined church in Spain.
No way! Back where he started.
Exactly. The thief's dream reveals Santiago's true treasure location. The whole journey was necessary to understand the clue that was right under his nose all along.
That is brilliant. So he goes back.
He goes back to the abandoned church, digs under the sycamore tree where he slept with the sheep, and finds the chest. Gold, jewels, everything.
Unbelievable. The treasure was home.
But he couldn't have found it or understood its value without the entire journey. He remembers the gypsy woman, too.
His promise to give her 1/10.
Yeah, acknowledges her wisdom. The omens led him away so he could truly come back.
And the very end? The
And
Verna.
the final touch. The Levanter wind blows from Africa,
Yeah.
carrying her scent, her kiss. "I'm coming, Fatima," he whispers.
So the journey wasn't just about the destination. It was about becoming ready for it and understanding home.
Absolutely. The detours, the setbacks, the teachers, that was the real treasure.
Yeah.
Learning to read the world, connect with the soul of the world, understand himself.
It brings that prologue to mind, the warrior of the light, the boy trying to hear the underwater bells.
Right. He only hears them when he stops straining, stops trying so hard, and just listens to the sea, to the world around him.
And the message is, we can all do this.
Everyone is capable of these things. We're all warriors of the light when we appreciate the miracle of life, listen to our hearts, and pursue what we believe in.
So, wrapping this up, reflecting on Santiago's incredible circle.
Maybe the thought to leave you with is this. Sometimes the greatest treasures aren't halfway across the world. Sometimes they're found by coming back to where you started.
But seeing it, really seeing and hearing it with new eyes and ears, learned from the journey.
Exactly. So what bells might you be missing in your own life, right in your own backyard? Maybe because you're searching too hard somewhere else?